Woman health worker nurse Sarah and baby Mia, a journey of love, healing, and fate. Chapter 1. The night that changed everything. Sarah Bennett was a 28-year-old nurse working the night shift in the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, NICU, of Mercy Grace Hospital. She had always been drawn to helping others, especially newborns. She believed that the very beginning of life was the most delicate, most sacred chapter, and she had promised herself to protect it with all her heart. It was a rainy November night, cold and quiet, when a knock was heard at the emergency entrance. When the doors opened, there was no one there, just a tiny basket wrapped in a pink blanket. Inside was a newborn baby girl, no more than a day old. Her skin was pale, her cries were weak, and around her neck hung a small locket with the name Mia etched in cursive. The ER team rushed the baby inside. The doctors confirmed she had been born prematurely and had signs of mild respiratory distress. The baby was taken to the NICU immediately, and that's when Sarah saw her for the first time. Something inside her shifted. Maybe it was the way the baby clenched her tiny fingers, or the loneliness in her soft cry, but Sarah felt a connection, a strange, powerful feeling she couldn't explain. She stayed long after her shift ended, watching over the little girl through the glass. No parents came, no calls, no ID, just baby Mia, abandoned, but not unloved. Chapter 2. A Bond Beyond Duty. Over the next few weeks, Mia began to grow stronger. She still needed oxygen support and regular feeding through a tube, but Sarah saw the baby's eyes sparkle a little more each day. She made sure Mia got the best care, not just medically but emotionally. Sarah read to her, held her during her breaks, and even knitted tiny hats for her. Other nurses started calling Mia Sarah's baby. At first, Sarah smiled it off. But deep down, she knew it was becoming true. She started arriving early and staying late, not for her job but for Mia. Mia's medical files still said, abandoned, awaiting guardianship. Each time Sarah saw those words, her heart ached. Chapter 3. The Choice. By the third month, social services began preparing to place Mia into the foster system. That night, Sarah went home, sat on her couch, and stared at her ceiling. Her apartment was quiet. She lived alone. No husband, no kids, no family nearby. But one thought echoed in her mind. What if I don't let her go? The next day, Sarah walked into the social worker's office and asked the question that would change both their lives. Can I adopt her? The room went silent. You're a single woman, a nurse working night shifts. This is a serious commitment, the caseworker said gently. I know, Sarah replied, tears in her eyes. But she's already mine in every way that matters. Chapter 4. The Fight for Forever. The process wasn't easy. Sarah had to adjust her work schedule, take parenting classes, undergo interviews, and prepare her small apartment for a home inspection. There were moments when she felt overwhelmed. Doubts crept in. Could she really do this alone? But each time she looked into Mia's eyes, she knew she had to keep going. For nearly 10 months, Sarah juggled work, paperwork, and parenting. She woke up for midnight feedings, rushed to work, and somehow found the energy to give both her patients and her daughter 100% of her heart. Finally, one bright spring morning, she stood in family court, holding Mia in her arms. The judge smiled and said the words Sarah had waited so long to hear. Congratulations, Sarah Bennett. You are now the legal mother of Mia Grace Bennett. Chapter 5. A New Beginning. Today, little Mia is 3 years old, bright, curious, and full of joy. She loves books, apple slices, and bedtime cuddles. She calls Sarah Mama with pride. Sarah still works at Mercy Grace Hospital, but now she wears 2 badges, one that says NICU nurse and another invisible one that says Mom. Sometimes other new mothers ask her, "Is she yours?" Sarah smiles every time and replies, "Yes. She was always mine. I just had to find her."